Hey, it's Justin Spears from ESPN Tucson. I'm host of the Sports Exchange on ESPN Tucson, 1490 AM, 1049 FM. You can listen to that Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Now, we're doing a segment every week called the Miller Lite Fantasy Rundown, and we're going to talk about 5 players that you should pick in your fantasy football draft this year. So I'm trying to think about certain draft orders because in a perfect world, you could draft Patrick Mahomes, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara. That's simply not going to happen. So we're going to provide our top 5 players that you should draft this fantasy football season. And with the first pick in my fantasy football draft, I'm going to pick Saquon Barkley. One of the top running backs in the NFL, can get it done in the passing game and the run game, but not really a good quarterback, or they're not really consistent quarterback with the New York Giants, whether it's Eli Manning or Daniel Jones. We don't know what to expect out of the quarterback spot, but Saquon Barkley is going to be a constant for the New York Giants this season. And if Saquon Barkley is off the board by the time you get to your pick, I look at a guy like Alvin Kamara. Same reasons for Saquon Barkley. A dual threat player, can get it done all over the field. And when you have Drew Brees as your quarterback, you're going to put up big time points. So Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, and let's just throw a third guy in there, because you always got to draft running backs with the number 1 pick. Christian McCaffrey, Cam Newton, a little bit banged up. I look at Christian McCaffrey being the top offensive weapon for the Carolina Panthers. Then at number 2, you always get a wide receiver with this pick. I like Michael Thomas with the New Orleans Saints. Going back to Alvin Kamara's point, when you have Drew Brees as your quarterback, you're going to be pretty consistent. Michael Thomas led the NFL in receptions last year. If he could do it again this year, or even come close to that, he's going to make a lot of fantasy football owners pretty happy. But if Michael Thomas is removed from the draft board, you got to take a guy like Robert Woods. Yes, people are like, whoa, Robert Woods, who? He played in one of the top offenses in the NFL last year with the LA Rams. He found a new home. He went from the Buffalo Bills to the LA Rams, emerged as one of their top wide receivers, besides Brandon Cooks, of course. I look at Robert Woods as a receiver that could make a lot of fantasy football owners happy. He's my sleeper at the wide receiver spot this year. Then at number 3, you always get to the quarterbacks. Now, the Patrick Mahomes of the world, they're probably going to be gone with this pick. I like a guy like Baker Mayfield, and you have Jarvis Landry, and you have Odell Beckham Jr., you have Nick Chubb, you have weapons all over the field. When you're a quarterback, all those points come back to you. I like Baker Mayfield. He was impressive last year. Why not have another impressive season as a sophomore? But if Baker Mayfield is off the board, look at a guy like Deshaun Watson. You got one of the top, or no. I'm gonna backtrack that. You have the best wide receiver in the NFL, and DeAndre Hopkins. You're also a dual threat guy. Deshaun Watson, when he's healthy, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL. Then with the number 4 pick, you always go back to maybe a running back, a flex player, a player that can get it done in special teams as well. But I like the running back spot this year. The running backs are loaded in the NFL. I'm going to pick Leonard Fournette from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And every single year, I always gamble on a rookie. My rookie that I'm going to gamble on this year, John Jacobs with the Oakland Raiders, rookie out of Alabama. I heard Alabama produces pretty good running backs. So I like John Jacobs at that running back spot. And then 5th, but certainly not least, you got to go with some tight ends. Zach Ertz, Travis Kelce, they might be off the board at this point, but I like O.J. Howard with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm a little biased, but Hunter Henry with the LA Chargers. He was out all last year. Now he's back and healthy. And when he was healthy, a very underrated tight end. So those are my top 5 picks for this year's fantasy football season. As always, tune into the Sports Exchange Monday through Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. on ESPN Tucson, 1490 AM and 1049 FM.